Hey guys, so today I need to get some artillery done for my Imperial Guard, or Astra Militarum, as is much more profitable today. But I looked at the old Basilisk. They have the same Basilisk kit as I had when I stopped playing the game. But then I saw that they have Horus Heresy for a full mechanized piece of artillery, which I kind of like. Like the other one is very open. This seems to be more of like a contained thing. I don't know. Looks a little wonky, but we'll see. But I'm going to build one and check how it looks. Some of these sigils and insignia on the decals for the Solar Auxilia looks pretty cool. So, but hopefully it's a good kit. This will be the first Horus Heresy thing I've put together. I haven't done anything with the with any of the other versions of the outfits at all. Let's see. Oh, so here is roughly the sides of it. Hey, Kira, how's it going? This looks actually to be a small tank, like smaller than I expected it to be. Lots of tracks. Does it have full round tracks, or are they covered some? Not sure. I'm gonna take a look at the box again. Oh yeah, the tracks go all the way around, so they're extra shootable. Okay, you get some Astra or some Solar Auxilia figures as well. Oh, I should probably show that here. Some figures on there. They have kind of funky helmets. Hunter Killer Missile. Looks like a dozer blade, which I'm growing more fond of. And looks like the interior, the body of it. And here are the decals. They're pretty cool looking. And instructions, not color. We can tell who's getting the money at GW. I'm going to have some soda. All right, so let's see. Get organized. Oh, I should turn off tracking on the camera and point it down. There we go. Better get this at a different angle. Zoom in a little. Oh, that's great. It's not too good. I think that's better. A little bit better. Okay. So I'm not going to need these decals for a while if I ever get around to this, to like actually painting this. Although kind of like since I got the routine down to do that Rogel Doran, I might just do a ton of them. So I think I've got 2 or 3 more. Looks like the only difference between a Basilisk and a Medusa is the cannon size, like stub cannon or long cannon. And looks like you build it from the inside out. For the treads, you have sub-assembly, and then you have 12 pieces for the treads themselves. I have like all this assembly for the interior of the vehicle, and then you just slap a big like cover down on top of it. I mean, you could leave it open, but then I would have to like paint a whole lot more. I think I want to close it and skip some steps because I am a slacker. I don't particularly like the Solar Auxilia figures. I like their helmets. Their helmets are kind of cool. I'm going to get a little Hunter Killer Missile. Poor Rogel Dorn Commander does not get a Hunter Killer Missile. Okay, let's get started. So everything comes from F sprue that starts. Let's see. Oh. Well, these came out in 2024. Here, frame F. There we go. It's novel. This is the first set that actually labels the frame. Usually just left to, you know, hope figure. Oh, sorry. I don't have the chat up there. Well, now. Now the chat is up. 64 and 65. Should actually move this down a little, the light, and not turn it off. There. There. The 66, and that completes that assembly. Which this looks like it's just the loading ramp door, which I will close. So I'm just a sucker for mechanized artillery that is enclosed and has, you know, less easy for people just to drop a mortar shell on it and kill everybody. Okay, F-24 and 23. F-23. I remember when the Basilisk was launched ages ago. It was a big deal because it had a gigantic gun, the Earthshaker cannon and everything. And it was like strength 10 hits, huge pie template. I remember people bringing 4 of them into a game. Ooh, wind's picking up. Spooky outside. I'm not seeing this. It's a square piece. I mean, is there more than one sprue labeled F? That would be pretty stupid. Yes, there is more than one sprue labeled F. That's freaking great. Frame F. Frame F. That's, oh man. But I don't even see that piece on here. Is this labeled? No, this is not labeled F. That is not labeled F. Oh wait, yes, it's right there. Oh, it's much smaller than I thought it would be. And it's on the other frame of F. Hey, Smooth Jazz. What is that symbol next to? That's weird. There's like a little symbol on the interface. It looks like Japanese characters. So weird. Okay. Now this is frame, we're looking for frame B, which is over here. This is apparently frame B, even though it's not labeled. I was all set to be all pleased and like respectful about the placement of things, but then they gave me 2 frame Fs. No longer. Yeah, exactly, Becker. Hey, but hey, they look. It looks cool. It looks much better than the like traditional Basilisk, I feel. We'll see. I'm not going to build any of the interior things because I plan to close it up. But I definitely like it. And it's like the same price as that 25, 30-year-old kit. So heck, it is Kriegsman now. And that's how it will be. All right, now there's an A frame, which I guess is this. Yep, this is A. It has lots of bits, like extra bits. That's one thing that's kind of cool about it. But I'm just starting, so. Small sub-assemblies. Back to frame F. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. This looks like a spotlight, I think. Did the Iron Warriors get something new recently? Did they get like a character model and, oh heck, a combat patrol, did they? I was looking at them and I thought they looked kind of cool. Or the character model, rather. Here you go, 26. And 25 is another one right here. And 27, 28, 29. Okay, that'll be the first page because I'm not doing the figures because I'm not going to use Solar Auxilia. I've got a bunch of Kriegsmen. I might put 1 or 2 like manning it. Or Grimguard 3D proxies. Right. I think that's 27. Was that 27 or 28? Doesn't matter. Just got to find the other. All right, it was 27. This is 28. And 29, some sort of tube. Which is not on here. It's probably on the other F sprue. Yep. Crazy people. There we go. Even though they kind of neutered artillery in this edition, the whole thing is like no matter what you do, you can never have a better than a 4+ with artillery. It took away some of those stratagems. But then, nobody likes to play a game and lose and never see your opponent, as it were. But I remember in first edition, playing way back when it was the crazy Wild West, you could just buy off-board artillery barrages with your points. You could say like, okay, we're going to fight 2,000 points battle. And they had this basically an algorithm where you could purchase off-board artillery and it cost X amount of points and it would be strength 5 hits starting at it. And you could purchase up to strength 10, which was 10 was the maximum you could have at the time. And that's messed up. And then it was like, 20 points for 1-inch template, and there was 20 points for 2-inch, 20 points for 3-inch, except geometry doesn't work like that. So you get to, increasing a 3-inch pie plate to a 4-inch pie plate to a 5-inch pie plate to a 6-inch pie plate. And soon it gets kind of crazy. And I remember this one guy at a tournament, he basically bought 2 barrages that covered the entire table, strength 10, and like 3 wounds each. And that took most of his points, except for he had enough, and he got 1 Terminator squad. And so he basically go boom, boom, drop 2 gigantic, explosives all over on the board for everybody that was deployed. And then his Terminator squad, which was like a command Terminator squad, so it was like it was like librarian, captain, and then 5 scrubs. And they would teleport in and kill whatever was left. And boom, he won the tournament. This was back in, 89, 90, I think 89, and in Florida. And I was just like, I watched it. And that was right around like the Eldar had just come out, the Aspect Warriors had come out. And I had an Eldar, like an Aspect Warriors group. And they were great. They were pretty bad because there was some crazy stuff you could do with the Avatar back then because he had random stat line. And if you got a stat line, like you generated at the beginning of the tournament, and I got a toughness of 10, which is in old first edition is insane. But anyways, still couldn't do anything to that guy. He just blew me up. But that was first edition. That was crazy. Still, the Aspect Wars looked so cool back then. I mean, they still look cool. They're still pretty darn nice, pretty good models now. Oops, I missed a spot. But anyways, what I'm trying to say ultimately is I could stand for artillery to be a little bit stronger. Not that strong, but it kind of robs the guard of a big aspect of them, where they just sit back and blow you up. But yeah, then if they kind of did that though, it kind of defeats the purpose of the entire map being Stalingrad, which is important for tournament play. I don't know. I'm just a grognard and griping. And yet, I feel my army needs artillery. So, there's that. How's artillery in Age of Sigmar? I've never played Age of Sigmar, dude. Hi, Seenan, by the way. It's good to see you. I think they have Sylvaneth and Khorne, I know, have artillery pieces. Chaos Dwarves have artillery pieces. But I've never seen how effective they are, how they're used. But then Age of Sigmar is supposed to be played in a smaller area, so it's kind of weird because at least with 40K, with a 6x4 or an 8x4 table, you have room to put these guys far apart from each other. Especially if you play the meeting engagement where you come from the short sides of the board, so you're coming in and you got to deal with that. And you got to close the distance of 4 feet as opposed to 2 feet. The Hellsmith. Oh yeah, the new Chaos Dwarves are pretty cool. Oh, what were you saying, Becker? Sorry, I missed that. Even with the nerfing artillery, it's not bad for armors. Yeah, exactly. I feel I much more get stuff because it looks cool, and then on the tabletop, because I wouldn't have gotten a few those Dark Angels on launch, except they're just so cool looking, the Dark Angel Knights. Which I should really paint some. But I'm on an Astra Militarum kick now. But yeah, the Hellsmith Spearhead has the artillery piece. You have to tell me. Seenan, go play. Tell me how it gets, how many kills you get with it. I'm sure that the Chaos Dwarves have some ways to make it effective, because that's their whole thing, is spell augmenting their artillery pieces and their cannons. Is it the rocket launcher or is it the cannon that you get with it? Because I haven't looked at their spearhead yet. There we go. One thing I have to say is this seems like a pretty well engineered kit. It has a little bit of, I guess since it is 30K, it's a retro aesthetic. But I don't like just the general Solar Auxilia look compared to Imperial Guard. Excuse me. Oh, you can build it as either? That's good to know. Which one did you build it as? Or have you built it yet? I mean, have you seen the pictures of the old Chaos Dwarves? They are wonky. They have this crazy sort of Babylonian big hat vibe. They're kind of cool, but they're very, very 90s. Still deciding. Right. Let me know. Yeah, they have the cool, like, they braided beards, don't they? I don't know. Have you ever played Total War Warhammer? They have Chaos Dwarves in that, and they are insane. Slow to take off, but once they take off, they are insane. It's like you make an army which has these huge mortars and just kill everything. They're satisfying to play once you get to that point, though. Okay, I think we got everything shaved. So I need to take this. And then we have these. Which goes like this. That is the wrong piece. This is the right piece. Fits in there, dry fit. Wow. Engineered well. They have those cool big beards. You know, I have been slacking about the Eldar. Like, they're my smallest army. They sit, well, not really. I only have the 4 pieces of Imperial Guard right now, 5 pieces. But the Eldar are my like longest played army, and they're just sitting in the bottom of my shelf, ignored and unattended. Okay. And this goes on here. That's nice. All right. Yeah. I hope it's good. I'm hopeful. I love what they're doing with the framing of it, where because that's the thing. Like right now, I play Warhammer, Total War Fantasy, and you play it. You play a scenario, and then once you complete it, you're done. And I play like the same scenario. It's always Immortal Empires, but it seems like they're doing that thing where they create random scenarios for you to play a campaign, and once you complete the campaign, it improves your forces and gives you stats and record increases and access to other units. I'm like, that is cool. So it's basically you build your character in a meta game, which hopefully is not too easily abused. But we'll see. I mean, in a single player, it should be okay. If they do something like that with multiplayer, because they used to do that with Shogun way back when. And what was this? Is this right? There, I think that's right. Played Total War Warhammer, I don't think. No, it's not on console. I mean, that is, if I had to say what one game is very PC centric, I'd have to say that game, just because you use a lot of keys, a lot of functions on it. Well, it's a real time strategy, but it's also 4X strategic, although it's very kind of like simple 4X. But yeah. But it is an exquisite game. I mean, at least in my opinion. Oh, is this right? I think I got wrong pieces. I'm pretty sure I got the wrong pieces here. I bet. Are there other? I think I just presumed there are. Yes, I did. I got the wrong pieces. Huh. Well, we'll see. Oh yeah, there's 2 of these. So these are 2 of the same piece. And then there are 2 of these. Oh yeah, ×2. I missed the big ×2 icon. Because I am smart. Nippers have been sticking. You play Sterilus and oh, Crusader Kings? Yeah, it can be hard. It's without a mouse and keyboard, 4X games are rough. And just simple things that you take for granted playing with mouse and keyboard become an ordeal. Okay. See you, Smooth. I can remember ages ago, well, not ages ago, a decade ago, playing Halo Wars on console and just having a hard time, ordering units around easily. But then they kind of mitigated that by giving you smaller numbers of units. But still, it felt like, I don't know, like a little bit of a dumbed down RTS because you had to narrow the focus so much. I've been distracted on console. I've been playing a little bit of Crimson Desert, and that's pretty fun. Oh, you do? You have Halo Wars downloading right now? Well, dude, it's a fun game. Some of the scenarios are fun. I love it when you get the Spartans out because they kick butt. But I felt it was like, oh man, if only I had a mouse. That was my main complaint. It's like if I had a mouse, I could just be click, 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 running through it. But it kind of helps to, you focus on having your Spartans and you deal with it then. You deal with everything through the strength of just being able to right click and have them obliterate things. Some soda. Well, they did a good job balancing it because you can't like obliterate everything just by right clicking on it. But is that? I think there's some flash on this. Or it's something supremely important that I should not chop off. I don't know. Wish I could see better. Well, it's getting chopped off now. There. Yeah, I think that it was flash. Let's see. Right. And this. Oh, okay. Actually, that was not flash. So you could differentiate these two things, but you'll just have to do. So I just mutilated it. That's all. Mutilated it and getting windy. And what else is this? Oh, it's got a pipe or a tube of some kind. Goes right there. I should probably move this some. Let's see, because maybe you can see things a little bit better because I'm doing stuff over here. All right, this goes like this. I think it goes like this. Does it matter? It probably matters. Well, 50-50 chance which end is right. We'll see. Beep. All right. Next up is we got to build the interior inside out, which, I'm just going to seal this sucker up. I'm kind of wondering which I can skip, but I do not know the model well enough to know which part I can skip. So it looks like we're going to build an interior for the most part. Okay, now which frame F is this. I think it's this frame. Yep, this is frame F3. It's a smaller vehicle than I thought it would be. And this is B11, which goes over here. B11. Bingo. I think this is the floor of the vehicle. And look, I mean, this is the size of the treads, which I guess, I've never put together the other Basilisk, but this seems pretty small to me. But then again, isn't the Lehman Russ like just a little bit bigger than that? So, okay, so that. F1 and F2. This back is over here. Oh, these are long support struts, basically. So that looks like them. But that does not look, oh yeah, that is them. Excuse me. Oh, extra bit. Okay. All right. So this is step 8. Step 9 is weird. Sometimes when Games Workshop puts like one tiny piece added onto a larger piece, it feels to me like trying to pad it out. Make you spend longer on a model. Like if we don't spend 3 hours on a model, then we don't feel like we got our money's worth. I think that's it. All right. So step 4, and then F5 should be on here somewhere. It's a tiny, tiny piece. Go truck on by. I don't see it on there. It looks like, I don't know, a hook of some kind. There it is. Tiny. And look, that's like, see, tiny piece. All right, now we need 6, 7, and then step 9. So 6 is some sort of big funky looking piece. It's one of these. These are really arcane looking. Come in here. It's supposed to be on F sprue. F7 is some tiny little, which I think I saw earlier. I'm going to have to actually look at numbers now. That's 17. All right. Oh, here's 7. So I found the tiny part first, but 6 is being elusive. Maybe, no. So it looks okay. So this should have a television. All right, so it should be that, but that does not look like. It should be like that. Well, that does not look like that. I think that's got to be it. Ah, and there's the number. Oh, it's scraped and melted. That's why I couldn't see it. That does not, okay. Does not look like the picture. Okay, so that is there. All right, I'm actually going to put these together because a lot of these assemble parts start getting put together as well. So let's get them clean. Yeah, Total War Warhammer is the game that basically I go to when I don't want to think and I just want to play something I'm used to. Just boot it up, pick Karl Franz, and play. Although it's usually like what flavor of Karl Franz, because like there's some fun mods out there. Like Diethlin, that's a good mod because it gives you basically power armor and a lot more guns. And there's like the Millennium mod where it's basically gives you World War I tech. The thing is, when you do that, I mean, kind of, of course, it becomes easy in the late game. But when you do that, everybody else, all the other Empire factions get the same tech. And they start steamrolling people too. And so, like, by the time you're like, I've got my Doom stack, I'm ready to go have some fun and kill people. And it's like, oh, there's nobody left to kill except maybe other Empire people, which is no fun, because you want to just blow up the bad guys. But I'm really looking forward to 40K Total War. That should be a lot of fun, I'm hoping. It's hard with creative assembly to know like which creative assembly you're getting because they are so schizophrenic at times. I mean, Total War Warhammer 3 has had a lot of rough patches. Some of the DLC has been really bad. Okay. Oh, puppy. She's been a good girl. Well, probably because my wife has been looking after her. But now she's grumpy about something. Okay. All right. It's really tiny pieces. I wonder what purpose they serve. Like, are they connectors or something? Or are they just aesthetic? So I had Halo Wars back on the 360, I think was it. That was a fun console. That was when like Microsoft was very competitive and very aggressive with their exclusives. Well, I think they're getting out of the console market these days. Okay. All right, let's get these assembled properly. All right, so this goes like this, and then you slap this over here. I think actually, that can't be right. Aha, that's because I'm wrong. Goes like this, I think. Yep, like that. It's good to know. I wish you could see this from a different angle. But okay. So F1, 2. I don't know which one is which. Goes like this. Or like this. So that's supposed to line up. I think, no? Is that right? I wish I could see the bottom of that. It goes like this. Is that right? I think that's right. But, so that goes with this. But there's nowhere for it to fit in. Like I'm used to it clicking into place. There we go. Oh, there. That is really difficult to discern. And that's crazy. That is super crazy. There. Yeah. That's not a good connection. There. That is a rough spot right there, getting this piece put together. Just because the connections are not very strong or obvious. Or maybe I'm just getting old. Could be that. All right, under this. No idea where this like, oh my god, this picture is terrible. It's like, tune in everybody, watch a guy get annoyed with a toy. So it goes like this, and then goes like this, and this goes like this. And that's where it's supposed to go. Feels like it might. Feels like that should be where it goes. It does not look right. Aha, there, that's where it goes. Sneaky. Sneaky thing. All right, there. I don't know if you can see it, but it goes right. Okay, if somebody actually watches this and says, where the hell does that thing go? There's a little piece that goes right there. Let's see, bring it in. Cool. And it sucks. It really sucks. So there. And now this, we take this, we plug in, this goes into this corner. It just looks pretty straightforward. I have confidence without dry fitting it that I want to put this in the square peg into the round slot and then drop it. Come on. There. Success. And now this goes in here. If it's in here. And there's the interior starting to take shape. Which I'm just going to close off. There. Oh, if I ever paint the steam tank from Old World, I'm going to paint the interior because you can actually like see that. I will paint the interior. I promise I will paint the interior of the steam tank. Okay, this goes like this, and then this. Clicks in here. Oh, that's nice. Nice, good click. Okay, there. Let's get in there. So I guess this is the crew compartment, and looks like the gun breech. All right, that's that first assembly. Wow. I should probably lower this. No, that's good. Good enough. All right, so we need F8, which looks like a handle or a Vox of some kind. Which is probably over on the other F screw. Yep, right here. Okay. Then we need F10, which is a flat, looks like where they stand, otherwise known as floor or deck. Oh, I don't know if you got here. Can you see the puppy? Can you see the puppy? She's in the door. She's mad. Okay. Puppy. Okay. There. All right, F9 is the breech, which is this. Okay. And then 10, 8, 9, 10, and 11 we need, which is a doorway, which is probably over here. No? Am I missing it? Doorway. I think this is it. Okay. Yep, that's it. It's kind of crazy going from putting together and painting Space Marines to putting together and painting Astra Militarum because the scale is so different. They are tiny people. You really get to see the scale creep over the years. because these guys are the same size as they were when I first started playing. The Space Marines are huge. Whole Primaris thing. Really, that's like in the lore, they always said they were this big. But the figures never really matched it. Space Marines were barely bigger than other people. But weirdly enough, I kind of like the change over to Primaris. I like the proportions, the scale better. I like the figures better. Like looking back into the old figures, like I was looking through like the Blood Angels, and I've got like one, firstborn Blood Angel chaplain, and compared to the Primaris, they look like a little bit deformed, like out of proportion. So I kind of like how they are now, which is rare for somebody from my era, I suppose. Okay. But also, I kind of like all the tactical versions of Marines now. Like the Eliminators are pretty awesome. Infiltrators, Incursors. I like them. Okay, so now we've got this. We need to put a little handle somewhere. Looks like it fits right here, which it does. There. In case you're wondering, goes right there. See if we can put it. I should probably put my light over more so the camera can actually see. That's where the little handle goes. All right, now we need to put the floor in place. Which easy to guess where the floor goes. All right. I think I got that wrong. I need the light back over. It goes like this, and then this goes like this. And that just fits there. Seems like it kind of sits on top. And then the breech. How does that fit? I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. I think I need to put this in first and see. Use it as a guide. Do I have something else wrong in there? I don't think that's right. Wow, like clicked right in. So where this does not click into place, it's sort of like, you can see, floats on it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy detail-wise. Especially like if I wanted to paint the interior, that would be kind of crazy. I mean, if you can see, it has like little computer monitors and things on the inside, a Vox, some sort of, I don't know, power plug, an emergency like emergency kit. It's kind of crazy. And this goes on the back here, like that. I am actually, it's just clicked right in place. I'm just going to glue it from here. And there's the door. Okay. Page 3. All right, but that's it. All right, we need 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's it. Okay. These should all be on this for, but I am not seeing them. Oh, wait, there it is. You think so? See, there's part of me that like I kind of want to and like put the Krieg guys in because like I've got some, I got other tanks have, you know, crewmen hanging out on it, but part of me is like it balks at that because it's like they're so vulnerable. Like if they're going to be open hatch and such, then they need to be far from the front lines. And when you're on the table, you are very much not far from the front lines, you know. But then again, I've got a Baneblade with you know, the two guys popped out of the cupolas. I should, you know, technically, if I felt that way, I should feel that way about them too. So, but that's just my vague vibe. I don't know if I can really justify it. I don't know. I'll see, because I'm going to have to make the decision here if I'm going to seal it up or not. I mean, really, if I was going to paint the interior, this would be the ideal time. But I don't know. I don't know. But also, I think mentally, I'm like, I'm assembling this. I'm not going to paint this at least for 4 or 5 more projects down the line because I've got a bunch of tanks to finish up. And I figure at least a few infantry squads. Say 16, some sort of hook. There it is. Like a hooked piece. Yeah, I was going to get 2 of these. I think maybe I will do 1 of them with an open area, maybe. Have you seen the Grimguard, Becker? The Grimguard like 3D proxies for Krieg. They have some really like cool crewman ones where you can put them and replace like the Solar Auxilia with Kriegsman, which is what I plan to do ultimately. If I do put like crew in places that are evident. Okay, this is 18. Easier for me if I remember it. And this is 17. Okay, 17 on the left here. And we got 19 here. Okay, that's everything for this page. Clean them up. So Becker, did you get a good deal on eBay for the Basilisk? I almost never use eBay myself. I don't know, part of me still like, I think I used it once or twice when eBay launched way back when. Since then, I've been like, I don't know, worried about scams. Which is kind of foolish since like eBay's been around for how many years now? I don't know. There's a puppy. I'm gonna check something. An alarm went off on my phone. Let's see. Anything? Oh. It's saying there's a person in the studio. Surprise. That's me. There we go. There we go. $55 shot. Very nice. Some chroma bits of guys. Okay. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of proxy things for Krieg. I was surprised. And they're, if nothing else, they're good for bits. $55 is a good price. So I think the going for this is 68, like with the 15% discount online. So 55 is pretty good. I lost my track of where I was with this. I think I did this one already. Yep. Did I do this one? Yes. Yes. Did not do this one. Like every now and then on Amazon, I keep track of like the combat patrol prices on Amazon because they fluctuate. It's almost, I was like, oh, it's like watching the stock market where like, oh, combat patrol, the Votan are down to $129 for combat patrol. Good point to buy. I told myself I wasn't going to get any Leagues of Votan, but then I saw them in their Terminator armor. 300 to 400. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy, especially since like you can get some 3D printed ones so nicely. $300 to $400, and it's such an old model too. I wonder like why they were going for that much. Like, were the rules good for something at that time or something like that? Because now they're kind of not that great. They're good for the suppression fire, like where they take off 2 inches of movement for everybody, because that's good for the tournament play. Because you can really mess people up. Okay, there. Those are all done. So let's take this. Oh wait, did I get? I think I missed this piece. I did not get 13. My wife's outside walking the puppy. Let's see. Did I get it? Is it somewhere around here? No. F13 is another piece that looks like floor. There it is. Flooring. Or at least it's got a lot of rivets. That's one thing from painting those 3 Baneblade chassis. I don't want to paint that many rivets like ever again. Because there's so many rivets, so much gunmetal painted onto tiny rivets. They came out looking pretty decent though, I must say. I'm pretty pleased with them, even though it's like a basic gray paint. I was going for like World War II Panzer look. If I do Tau, I may actually give them a camo. I was going to go with like the traditional tan, but go with like a desert camo look. Okay. And this goes like this. Like that. Perfect. I'm actually going to glue it in the groove. have what handy? The Bane blades. They're if you want to look, they're like my last. I think third, fourth, and fifth last shorts. Or I can bring them out. Give me a second here. I just want to get this while I've got like in my brain space here, because otherwise I'll lose my place. There we go. That's good. Yeah, I had a lot of fun painting them. Do not want to do any more rivets though, because that was plenty. But it was a Baneblade, Shadow Sword, and a Stormlord. Pick one. I'll go grab it. And I'll bring it out here in a second once I get this piece. And then I gotta get, okay, once I get this piece, I'll step away. Although, is this gonna, does that fit right? Oh, there it goes, like, no. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Oh wait, it goes in here. No. What am I doing? Oh, it comes over the top. Interesting. There we go. Over the top. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna hold this for a second because it looks weight bearing. Stay. Okay, I'll go grab the last one, the Stormlord. Hey, doggy. A cute puppy. Okay, here is the Stormlord. This is what we've got. This the bulldozer blade on the front is 3D printed, but let's say bring the light over. And if you see, like all the darn rivets, I painted every single one silver, and then after doing the silver on the rivets, I gave it a matte varnish because you don't really have a base to hold on to with these things, so it's really easy to rub off the paint. And that's it, the Stormlord, and I'm pretty happy with it. Kind of inspired me to, when I did the Baneblade, I was like, okay, I have to do a lot more Astra Militarum guys. But anyways, this is him. Yeah, I wish I had more light here. I need more light. It looks pretty dark. Okay, I'll take it back. Back on the shelf. Okay. I'll get this done soon. Yeah, exactly, Zone. That is seriously the thing, because I was like, oh, I love doing it. And well, then also you like refine your technique. And as you make a tank, and then you make another one, and then you're like, I'll do this with this one, and then I'll do this with it. And so I have some Rogodorns that I'm like, yeah, I should probably put them together and do them. And then I was like, oh, I need artillery. If I'm going to run an armor company, I need artillery. And so, yeah. And thanks, Becker. Yeah, the weathering is nice. You can also say, like, I made a mistake. Slap some mud on it. No more mistake. But anyways, okay. Where was okay? Now I need to put. Looks like. What is that? This part goes over here. And look at this. Okay, they have this part right here, and they're showing you connect it to this side that you cannot see. It's like if this was a good technical manual, they would show you from the other angle. Oh, I need infantry. Yeah, might as well get some Volgrins. Well, I've got 3 squads of Krieg, and that originally had like one for the kill team, and then I saw they were like on sale at the local game store. You know, it was like $40, which was a good price. And I was like, oh, I need to get some more. And yeah, so yeah, it's like it's a trap, but they're so cool. It's such a great army. It's such a cool looking army. I'm I'm loving it, putting it together, painting it. Oh, it goes like that. Okay. I need to pull this back here, get some more light over here. Oh, interesting. So this just slaps right on there. You got the you got the Apocalypse Spearhead detachment for guards, and none of them. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I try to get things built because I know that I have the mental block is if I don't have it built, even though some things you really should paint them. Like as soon as you open the box, you should finish that project. But I feel like if I don't have it assembled, it becomes much more of a bigger project mentally. Because like, yeah, if I have it assembled, then it's like, okay, I'm ready to paint. I just got to prime it and I can go. But like this, if I wanted to do the interior, realistically, I should stop here and I should paint this sucker. Like, or I should paint all the pieces. And I should take it apart and just paint all the pieces individually and then slap them together. But then you can't play with them. You know, you can't slap them on a shelf and all. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like you have finite time, finite focus. Some people have more, some people have less. And I know for me, I'm pretty fickle at times where just painting one thing will get like this, you know, going off on the Astra Militarum, but I painted one Tau and I was close to just ditching the whole thing and thinking, all right, I need to focus on the Tau, even though I've got like, I have like a prep area behind me and I have like Terminators for Blood Angels. Because I've got a Blood Angels army. I haven't done any Terminators and they like really need to be done. Yeah. Next, yeah, the railing on the back. Sponsing gun. Oh, that just reminded me I need to get some sponsing guns because I've got some 3D printed things that need them. I should check Etsy. But anyways, where was I? I should get back onto this here. Should focus. Oh, the front gun on the whole. Oh, the heavy bolter or the heavy flamer. Which one do you prefer? Because I kind of like the heavy bolter because I feel it has 36-inch range. You can always contribute. But heavy flamer is kind of nice when people try to come in on you. That's not right. But it's never enough of a deterrent, and one heavy flamer shot is not worth like a command point if you're going to overwatch people. Although lately I've been looking at one-page rules. Care deep strike, yeah. I mean, you get the raw more damage with it. Like I just like that the guard should be a standoff army. You know, they should be ranged. They should be ideally happy when people are far away from them. But oh, this is just more rivets. Flamers were more fun when they had templates. Although I kind of think from a rule standpoint that not having templates is a good idea because then the game slows down with everybody trying to finagle the exact proper position of every single model, more so than normal. Let's see, most part of the Basilisk never has to use the heavy bolter flamer hunter killer. I think it's yeah, you messed up. Yeah, if it ever has line of sight on people, then you're kind of messing up. like direct line of sight, I feel, because it's artillery. Part of me wants to get a Death Strike missile launcher just because it looks so cool, even though it's completely impractical and terrible. Like in like what, like last 6 versions of the game, it's been terrible. But yeah. Okay. This goes on to the end now. And it goes on right there. Wow. That like I wasn't even looking and it just plopped into place. I'm going to try to glue it directly on. Right, this one I'm going to seal up. I'm not going to paint the interior of this one, but the next one, I may actually try to give it a good bit of that effort. I think once I have a better grasp of the kit. What does it say? Yeah, the old cardboard flame template. I like templates, man. I like pie plates. I mean, there's some fun with that, but yeah. Arbide Tauroses. Oh, the what are those the ones with 4 wheels in the back, 2 wheels in the front? I'm not remembering what those are. I'm looking forward to the new guard vehicles that they have in that. They look very World War II. The half track or whatever, and the truck and the scout tank. I think it is. Yeah. Okay. So this is right. All right. In case somebody else is building this in the future, this is what it looks like. How are the legend rules? I don't know. I feel like legends is such a. I feel like they should not put things to legends, but you spend money on something, it should still be viable in the game. If they're going to go for a hardcore tournament thing, then they should put in the man hours and balance them. Double as cannons. Interesting. See, I should really look at it. I saw a bunch of legends things. Every now and then I look at Wahapedia, and I saw a bunch of legends things, and I haven't like looked at them because I've just been like trying to look at the guard stuff that is feasible to the field like right now. But they have some cool things, especially the Forge World stuff. Although they're kind of like their aesthetic is different. Chimeranta Salamander. Yeah, well, don't they? Do they still? No, I'm thinking of Hellhound. What's the Salamander? Is the Salamander the one with the flamethrower, but also like the little truck on the back? It looks like a crocodile from World War II. I think that's what I'm thinking it is, but if I'm wrong, correct me. But okay, now I need to get some of these out. 20 and 21. We're still on the F spurs, which is this. It's getting dark out. Oh, you know what? I don't. That's why it's so dark. I don't have the overhead lights on. There we go. That's a bit more light. I was wondering. Well, it's because the sun is going down, but yeah. Think of this. Horus Heresy, maybe. Let's see. It's got one low shield, back open, and an autocannon. Is it the one that looks like? I shouldn't even try to. I just know I've seen a lot of pictures, and there's a lot of things out there. Although the one I really wanted to get, like a plastic model of, if they ever do, was that one that looks like a landing craft. Malcador Inferno. Oh, that's the one I'm thinking of. Huh. So I'm going to have to go look at Wahapedia. But I want to get the one that looks like a landing craft that has like the mortars on it and then the big front door that pops open. Even though it looks like, it's got an open top, so you just drop some mortars into it, it'll kill everybody. But yeah. Gorgon. Yeah, that is a cool looking thing. Okay, so did I? Oh, no, I did not get this. F20. There. 21 looks like a big hook. There are a lot of things in Horus Heresy that, if they translated to 40K, I would play, like the AdMech in Horus Heresy. Oh, is it? Well, that's cool. There's some 3D proxies you can get of it that look pretty decent, but I don't know. It just Well, I remember Gorgons from Epic Battles way back when, like Epic Space Marine. They had those. I remember that, but they looked very different back then. Of course, Epic miniatures back then were crazy looking. They were super crazy looking. All right, this is F22. Like, have you ever seen any of the Orc vehicles or Chaos vehicles from Epic 40K? They are wonky as heck. And the knights. The knights were crazy. Okay. And that's that. Okay. And then we need, oh, these parts come in then. Okay, so that. Did I not do that? Oh, I did not do that part. I did not glue it. Or did the glue come undone? No, it doesn't look like I glued it. I skipped this part. Oh, Armageddon. Yeah. Well, there used to be a MS-DOS, like Epic game way back when, which was fun and crazy. Had some goofy FMV. Let's see. Okay, now I need F30. A lot of this looks like aesthetic pieces, like adding on extra bits and pieces on the whole. Okay. And A10. Oh, so first piece from over here, I think. Which is here. Smoke grenades. And those pieces. Okay, so that's all. Did they? Let's see. Hold on, let me catch up. I don't believe it was that long ago they still sold the Gorgon. Did they? The Marauder Bomber is back. I have not seen the Marauder Bomber. But then they crippled like all aircraft in this edition, didn't they? So there's an appeal for that, to that. But I feel like airplanes, when you put them on a 6x4 battlefield, it's kind of rough. Unless they're like hovering gunships or things like that. Or unless like you bring them in like one turn and they strafe across a distance and then you take them off and then bring them on next turn. I could see that. But like with the vehicle rules now, where you don't even have to like, you can turn turn around and you don't have any problems with facing and stuff. Seems to sort of like removes the specialness of vehicles. But then again, they had tons of crazy rules in first and second edition to play vehicles. Like they had acceleration and deceleration, facing armors in different settings. Oh, bomber is longer than a Bane. Is longer than a Baneblade? Wow. Well, yeah, it wouldn't be too hard to be wider, but longer. Because Baneblade, that's appreciable. You might hear the frogs are outside. I have a little pond out front, and the frogs are outside, waking back up since it's spring. I just scraped off a rivet. One less to paint. I was so happy today. We went basically running errands today, and we went to a nearby town. And we moved to this area and moved away from our local game store, and there's no other game stores in the area. But then we found one today, and I was so happy. I mean, it's a little rough, like it's hard to get into the parking. But I was like, oh, it's so nice to see like a nice new local game store. So I'm actually like start playing more often. Should be fun. Oh, yeah, the planes are not very good in this game or this version right now. Yeah, the Hydra is so cool looking though. The Hydra is such a cool figure. You know, it's like I would if they made the guns a little bit better, I would think about fielding the Hydra just because of the aesthetics of it. And even still, 4 autocannon shots, cool and all, but yeah. Oh, did it in this, or is it because it's in that one mission? You have to replay that mission a lot. I mean, they showed off a lot of guard stuff in Space Marine 2. I love the speech on top of the Baneblade. How does this go? It goes like this. And it goes, oh, wow. Nice fit. Nice fit. Oh, with 4 Bane? I don't remember that. I remember seeing just the one at the speech. I don't remember seeing the other Baneblades. I remember seeing like Lehman Russ. I don't think we saw Rogel Dorns. The bridge. Oh, the bridge collapse. Is that before the not the Swarm Lord, but the Hive Lord or whatever? Okay. So this goes like this, and then this goes here. Nice. That fits well. That's such a fun game. Did you play any of the no Dorns? No. Chimera, Hydra, Roth. Oh, cool. Did you play any of the multiplayer? I enjoyed that a lot. I got to like level 24 with my guy before. Oh, they like had a patch and I could not launch it after a time. Like there's some sort of problem where it would crash. Now it's fine, but it kind of robbed me of my groove playing it. No, I can't get it on. There. Yeah, the PvE missions. Those are fun. I played some with my nephew. They're a lot of fun. But I played the Vanguard just because Skull Helmet. Oh yes. Oh okay. Yes, I remember where they're rolling across, and you watch them go. Yes, I remember that. Oh, this needs more glue here. I'm gonna hold this for a little bit. It's got some gaps here. So this is going to be the exciting cinema for now. I know they're working on a sequel to it for Space Marine 3. Probably going to be Necrons, I imagine, since you saw a lot of that in the final missions, but I hope it's good. And we were talking about Total War, Warhammer 40K. Looking forward to that. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, there's that. Okay. The orcs come back. Well, maybe because they're doing 11th edition and everything. Yeah. Well, there's in that first mission that you do, the first PvE mission, you go through that motor pool. There's all those vehicles in there amongst the dead people, and you kind of get an idea of how big Marines are because the vehicles are pretty small looking. Okay, so this goes like this, and now we put on all the different bits. Which this goes here. Now here's the answer. Did I put the pipe in correctly? So there. Yeah, the Emperor Titan. That is pretty cool. I like that short they kill Looper call with the Titans. Well, I was kind of wishing they would do like multiple other Titans as well. You kind of tell they animated just the Warlord and dealt with that. All right, this goes down here. That. Like I wanted to see, warhounds striding along, a reaver, warbringer. Okay, this goes right there. Oh, that's floating. I need to glue that. It's floating a bit. Yeah. The little tidbit for people into the lore. I don't know. Part of me thinks like those trader guardsmen, they must have been pretty brave to go into a mission knowing there are ultramarines around and go in sneakily as Cadians. Oh yeah, on YouTube I've seen that guy. But that's like the Emperor Titan from uh, Titan Legions, the old like 40K epic 40K expansion. That thing is like peak 90s Warhammer, but now like I look back and I'm like, oh man, that's messed up looking. I love that it's got the giant cathedral on the back and everything, but still, that thing is crazy looking. Peak 90s, I would say. Okay, now we got to put this over here. It goes right there. I should probably put some glue right here. I don't know. I did a 3D print of a Titan, and that's totally wrong. There, that's better. I did a 3D print of a Titan, and I'm like, I can never see like it's never probably going to go on a board. It's never going to be in a game. Except I was thinking maybe as like interactive terrain, like have the Titan fighting another Titan off in the distance, and so have people fighting around its feet. And if they try to shoot it or like get victory points for shooting it or doing wounds to it, but if you do too many wounds, you draw its attention. Something like there should be some like fun special rule for it or something, because that would be kind of fun. Yeah, I figure like the Titan's such a big project though that's like on the shelf of the far future. Okay, now where does this go? Aha, it goes over here on this tiny peg. There. There, nope. That's not fitting. Why is that not fitting? Oh, there it is. After the Adepticon showcase. Yeah, really. I mean, yeah. Well, the thing is, it's. I was going to have it like go forward like half speed or something, so people would know ahead of time that you don't want to be 6 to 8 inches in front of the Titan's feet. You know, but yeah, I'm surprised, Zone, about the Steel Legion because you'd imagine with bringing Yarrick back that would be a no brainer, and they've already got like a lot of the pieces. How hard would it be to tweak the Krieg guys and make them, or Steel Legion? Excuse me. Okay. Now these all go here. This goes okay. Can you guys hear the frogs? There's like lots of them outside. They're peeping. Oh, I should put glue in here too. Right, pipes. Yeah, I was thinking of basically having it move random number of inches, like 6 plus d6 inches. Oh, let's see. I think they never planned to. That super dumb post about there being none left. Really, whoa! And then a vid of paint your Kriegers to Steel Legion, and then went to oh fuck. Yeah, I don't know. Games Workshop just. I mean, honestly, I've been on a one-page rules kick lately, just because I've been like looking at 40K rules and things and being like, that it would be so much better if we had alternating activations and stuff. And also, they make lots of goofy mistakes, like not really knowing their fan base. Oh gosh. Okay, now we got to do the tracks. Okay, tracks. But now at least I know which screw these are on. Okay, this is 1 and 2. Yeah. Well, I mean, I liked what were the ones, the airborne ones that were like drop deployment, and they had such cool they had like jump packs, but they weren't jump packs. They were just like aerial parachutes, but they're jetpack to slow their descent. And they had lots of mobile and sort of glider equivalents and light heavy weapons. There were Aquilons, or no? That's a squad. Well, Steel Legion have been fighting. There's really none left, and all guard players going. Yeah, Caddy is destroyed, not stopping that. Yeah. Well, it's like the thing about high elves in the old world. It's like, yes, the high elves are a dying race. Yes, the high elves are on the border, the brink of extinction. But there's always going to be enough high elves to fight. There's always going to be enough to take horrible losses for story reasons. Okay, 1, 2. Now we need 5. Wow, this I need to actually do this right. So this is 5. Elysian drop troops. Those are cool guys. I like those a lot. Their aesthetic and their whole vibe. I really like that. I thought they were very cool. Okay, this is 5. And now I need a 6. And the Talarn Desert Raiders are very cool. And those guard where they have... Actually, I'm going to kind of mirror this, make it look like... But there's the guard that... they look like late 1800s British troops. They're all like formal and dressed up in suits. Yes, those guys from the British explorers. I can't remember what they're called. They're so cool though. Where they're basically, you think they should be fighting Zulus. You can get them. There's a third-party company that does them almost exactly. I want to say Warlord Games or something like that. It's not Mantic, but it's a third party. They're so cool. Like if I was not doing Kriegsmen, those would be the ones I would probably do, or the drop troops. Praetorian Guard. Thank you. That's probably right. It sounds right. 8, 9. And we need 10. Let's see, 10. Now 3 more 7s. There's a lot of pieces to this track. Okay, so that's the track. That's the pieces. So anything else for that track? Okay, I'm going to do this without going to the next one so I don't get them confused. You can trim these now. Vostroyans, oh yeah. And did they have like a character dedicated to them he basically got stronger the more people you lost in one of the, like, I think it was like 6th edition way back when. I want to say his name starts with an R, but I can't be sure, like Razmarov or something like that. I have a 3D printed Creed back over on my shelf, which I'm going to use for something. I don't know what exactly. I was thinking of making like a Lord Solar equivalent and just using Creed instead. Because like he's the one figure I've seen people take for almost like always with the Imperial Guard. Okay, that's done. But I was thinking actually for my proxy, like Lord Solar, I was going to, instead of having it just be one guy on a horse, I was going to make it like a team of command units. Maybe one guy on a horse, but also like some other dudes. One thing all guard player on common should is that Katachan need to know. Yes. Oh, they look, yeah. Well, they have like the same people who do a Praetorian Guard proxy. They have they call it Space Nom. If you look on Amazon, Space NAM, they have figures that are like better Katachans. Is that how? I don't know. I've never said Katachan like actually said the word. Is that how you pronounce it, or is it Katachan, Katachan? Katachan sounds right to me, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, it's one of those things like I've never actually like spoken it out loud. But I'm pretty happy with the idea of being able to play at a new local game store. They had a Warhammer night every Wednesday. Probably not ideal, but might be fun. Yeah. Cockney soccer hooligans. Yeah. Katachan. Because I think I say Katachan and I think like anime. It's like, oh, Katachan. If my wife heard me speaking like that, she'd divorce me. They've changed one word for the orcs times 3. Oh, which one? Scrawnies, not pansies. Yeah, yeah. I know orcs are very politically correct. They have to be. Oh man. Oh. I mean, over the years, like, have you ever looked at the armies from first edition? They still call each other another gits. Yeah, yeah. Well, Zog off. Well, wait, Zog off is supposed to be, F off sort of thing, but orcs don't have sex. So what are they really saying? Who knows? I'm glad that orcs are getting more stuff in the next edition, though. Screw off. Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. We should be able to get this track together now. Let's see, how's this go? This goes okay. All right. Yeah. I think the hardest vehicle I've ever had putting together was the Stampa for orcs. That was the hardest vehicle I ever had because have you ever seen the Stampa's instructions? They are actually like maliciously wrong in a lot of places. They don't have everything numbered. They don't have they have things incorrectly numbered. They have sometimes they don't even have anything, and there are entire sections where it's like wing it. Yeah, like I went to there's a website, can definitely hear from. Oh, good, yeah, they're they're very cute. But the Stampa, like if you ever go to that website, Warhammer instructions, and they have basically all the instructions scanned in. The scanned in version for the Stampa goes to like about 7 steps in, and you get to the 7th step, and it's like this huge thing where it just shows the entire model, and it's not a small model; it's a big model, and they show the whole model, and they show like arrows from these tiny pieces pointing to these places that just seem at random, and their only comment, like through the whole thing, they've like done editorial comments to try to help you through it, and this one comment is just "God help you." And I was just like, I stopped there and I just started laughing because, although at that point you're just supposed to put in, whatever you think looks cool. But yeah, but it made me laugh. It made me laugh a lot. Okay, let's see. Is this the right way? Or is this supposed to go like this? Which way are the treads supposed to go? Okay, this goes this way. Goes like this. All right. Okay. So let's get the glue in there. Oh, you got one of the old Sentinels. Oh, cast where the cat is. Oh, yeah. Those are tough because they put a lot of strain. Like when you're gluing them, they put a lot of strain with the metal. Like old dreadnoughts, if you've ever seen them, and the old Eldar walkers, Wraith Lords. And yeah, you mess up, it's going to look orky. So you're safe with that. But still, like I like to have an idea of where it's going. Okay. Worst to put together kit is in metal. I've never messed with those, but they always look daunting. I always looked at them because they came in those blister packs, and I think even back then they were like $17 for one. Because old blister packs was just like 4 or 5 figures, it was $8.50. And then I think it was $17. It was a lot of metal, but they had the blades, and the blades, like you looked at, like you could actually kill a man with those blades because they were sharp and fairly long. I remember being like, dang. There. These seem to go together well. The sliver mouth, yeah. See, that's that. See, a lot of people have like, rose tinted glasses for the old sculpts and everything. But I remember how horrible it was to put together some of those. like for me, I had Eldar, and so I had a Wraith Lord, and getting it to stay on the legs with that big eggshell for the cockpit was terrible. I did not enjoy that. And that was like the model that would always break. And of course, at the time, I didn't know anything about drilling and using small pieces of wire or rods to make a better connection. But yeah, I think if it's old heavy bolt, oh man, yeah. But then again, with things like that, one benefit that they had was you could do kit bashing in a lot of ways a lot easier. Of course, a lot of it was more like huge surgery, but you could do a lot more. Oh, backgrounds. Put together an old Dark Eldar squad a couple months ago. Yeah. Well, have you Chaos? Like the Slaves to Darkness Chaos guys, their spikes, they're not like softened at all. Oh, darn it. Their spikes are not soft at all. I need more blue. Oh man, these are not sticking for some reason. I'm gonna have to hold these for a bit. But I think for like pure massive metal was the old dreadnoughts you could get for Space Marines because that was a big chunk of metal, and if you like threw it, you could knock somebody out. Old Chaos Knights or metal hoses. Oh gosh, the one metal hose. I didn't know they came with metal hoses. Oh dude, that must have been fun. That must have been fun. I completely missed. Like I was not paying any attention to Warhammer when they introduced knights. So when I came back to it a couple of years ago, I was like, "What the heck are these?" Like knights were an epic, but they were stupid. They were horrible, and so like I never used them because they looked terrible. But seeing them, like they're instantly they sold me. Horses were plastic. Oh yes, plastic horses. They're always the same plastic horses. Fantasy knights. Yeah. Well, you're talking about like Reichsguard, Knights Panther, and stuff, or Bretonians. Bretonians. How does this go? Interesting. Okay. This requires different glue technique. Chaos Warrior Knights. Oh, okay. Those are nice figures. Did you ever play Warhammer in fourth edition? Like Warhammer, this was fantasy in fourth edition when they introduced Mighty Empires, which was a campaign framework for playing Warhammer. That was pretty fun way back when. What brought that to mind? Oh, never actually played Warhammer. Man. Yeah, I mean, I 90% just do painting. Like since we moved here, I don't really have anywhere to play except until today. We found out today, but I do mostly painting. But I played way back when. Well, have you like play on tabletop is a lot of fun to watch. Um, but back in fourth edition Warhammer, wait, that's wrong. Is that wrong? Oh no, yeah, that's right. Back in fourth edition Warhammer, they created it, and that's when they started putting a lot of more flavor into the armies. Before it was used to be able to have like the entire stats for an entire army on 2 pages of paper. It was like Dark Elves one page, Dark Elves the other page. But then this was like where they started to introduce the entire army books and give them a lot of flavor and lots of different special rules and things. Let's see the Dremel Spearod. Let's go. Oh, interesting. Dremel Spiro. Hold on a second. Let me bring that up. I'll continue my story in a second. Oh, darn it. The keyboard is not the best at this moment. Because I was actually thinking of a Dremel. I have a little drill. that I use for sometimes for cleaning off flash. Stylo, Dremel Stylo. That looks right. All right, I'm just going to keep that open. I'll look at that later. But okay, so fourth edition, and they brought up Bretonnians, and then in fourth edition, the Bretonnians, they had the whole thing about honor and chivalry, and they made it so Bretonnians would not bring siege engines to the battlefield because it was not honorable. Like baseline Bretonnians, you couldn't do that. But the thing is, then they released a game for playing campaigns with your armies. And so you'd have like armies move around and they try to conquer castles and things. And that would create the scenario for your fantasy battle armies. But to be able to conquer another city or a town or a castle, you had to have siege weapons. And Bretonnians don't have siege weapons in their army list. So like we started playing, and my friend who was playing Bretonnians, he realized like I can't do anything. He could not do anything. He could only hope for people to come out into the field, and he would fight them and kill them usually because he had he'd built up his Grail Knights. But still, it was kind of crazy. And there, that's done. But that was kind of like, to me, that embodies peak Games Workshop right there. It was like they don't really think a lot of times. And that is my story for Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition. But it's the good old days. I'll take a look at that stylo later. See. And I don't do a lot of stuff, but there are times when I definitely want. Although I use a hand drill for like opening barrels, stuff like that, for drilling out barrels for miniature guys. Let's see, okay, so we need this, and now, all right, 5 goes on the bottom. I'm going to lay it out like before. 7, 7, 7, which is these 3. I think the frogs are much louder now. Just hear the little peepers. There's another 7. Oh, there's a couple over here. Yeah, 7s. Need 8, 9. Here's the 8. Warhammer Chaos Knights. I have our 6th edition ones. Ah, how big are they? Like, well, I can't really show. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. Duh. 7, 7, 7. This goes over here. I swapped up to looking at the wrong page, or wrong panel. There we go. 10. Now I need a 9. That's a 6. There's the 9. Horse is like normal Empire horse, but the knights themselves are kind of a little squeezed. Yeah, they started to have a problem when they started to make the knights bigger. They had that problem. That actually carried over into Total War Warhammer, the 1st edition, because the knights were basically these huge guys on ponies. The Slaves of Darkness figures are so beautiful right now, though. Like, those are amazing figures. They're actually what inspired me to like get back into the old world, because I took some Slaves of Darkness and I'm basing them for Old World, and they're just wonderful figures. A little tight on the bases, but still. Okay, let's get these clean. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like we're on the home stretch, or maybe at least halfway past. I'm not going to look ahead because then I'll, get demoralized. Yeah. But so many of the Slaves to Darkness figures are just beautiful. And I know people say Archaon is overproduced, but I like that figure. Oh, let's see, Old World's funny. There's so many new or end of the fence figures. Yeah. They have all the ones from that are in Free Cities of Sigmar now, but they're just Empire and for some reason Dark Elves. It's kind of crazy. But those old Empire, like the Steam Tank and the Celestial Hurricanum, stuff like that, I love those figures. They're so cool, especially the Steam Tank and Balthazar Gelt on the what is it, War Altar of Sigmar. Yeah, I don't like the new dwarfs. Like in Age of Sigmar, I do not. I have to admit, I don't like the Slayers, and I don't like the Aeronauts. Age old Buckman's Carton. Yeah, yeah, the Empire dwarfs. Those with the spears. Those are so strange looking. They look almost like lawn gnomes to me. They fit the look because you look at the Ogrins or Ogres and they look a lot like them too. Yeah, having them beside these beautiful plastic sculpts, they really do not mesh well. I mean, you used to you remember when they were selling Lizardmen for Age of Sigmar, and they were the same squashed 30-year-old figures that they had for Lizardmen, although they're Seraphon now. But old guard units from yeah, it would look really bad, really jarring. That's why, for some of my old world armies, I turned to 3D prints because some of them are they go for an aesthetic and they stick with it, and so you get it for the complete run of models across the entire range. Like Station Forge does some really good stuff. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, nowadays, you look at the Rhino, and you're like, how the hell do 12 guys fit in there? I mean, the thing is, we felt that way even back when they first introduced rhinos. We're like, there's no way that these guys would fit inside that vehicle because they're so tiny. Now it's even more so when you have Primaris guys running around. And I think the hover vehicles are cool and all, but not as cool as things with tracks. The Land Raider is still peak. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One thing that's going to lose me, or not lose me, in a bad way, but I'll get lost into it, is if they ever do a modern epic, 6mm, 8mm, they've got Legions Imperialis now, but having just Imperial units doesn't appeal to me. I want Eldar orcs and squats and everything. If they ever do that, if they do a modern Legions Imperialis equivalent, then that'll be my jam, like instantly. That'll be like, 40K is going to go on the wayside for a bit. Because those are my best memories, is playing that with a friend in the local game store. It's so well designed too, so well balanced. Like you chose your army with playing cards. You like, company card, detachment card. Oops, I missed a spot here. Of a Broodlord busting into a Chimeras and then found a bunch of Mad Ogrins. Well, I mean, look at the Stormlord. Like the Stormlord supposedly carries 42 people in it, or 12, 12 Ogrins. 12 Ogrins and then still six other guys, and that's kind of crazy when you just look at the dimensions of it. But we give them concessions. Concessions to be able to do cool stuff. Okay. Let's see. All right, this goes on the bottom, and it goes like these. Like these. Okay. Oh, do they? Oh, yeah, Epic Warpath. That looks cool. How do you like it? How are the rules? Because I've been tempted by that. Tell me everything, Becker, because I've read and seen nothing. And that is a thing that has appealed to me. Like, I'm not going to get into it anytime soon, but when they have like a larger range of things, if it's successful, I could see myself playing that. Like, does it have order tokens? Or how does it handle, like, I'm sure it has alternating activations and stuff, but. I wonder if one-page rules will do 6mm or 8mm. There are entire lines of 3D printed miniatures for, well, gosh, what was that? There's a 10mm fantasy game that Games Workshop put out. I can't remember, War Master, I think. But they had like that's been revitalized with 3D printing. Because it's basically an abandoned game. Simple and fun. I'm going to have to. I didn't know it was out. Order tokens and alternating activation. That's great to know. I don't understand why 40K insists on sticking to I go, you go, because it's not fun. It's much more fun for one person to be able to do a thing and then the other person to do a thing and then the other person to do a thing and then, much more engaging of a gameplay experience. Oh, damage. Well, in 6mm to 8mm, it's always been kind of brutal because it's basically, binary. It's like you're alive, you're dead. You're alive, you're dead. And there's not much mitigation unless you get cover in buildings, that sort of thing. That's about the best you can hope for. At least in Epic that I've seen. I'm not like I'm an expert. Whew. All right. Why did I miss that too? I missed these two spots. There. Okay. We're getting there. I think actually it's a ways in. Let's see. I want to give it 50 more minutes. Get a good 3 hours. And if I'm not done by then I'm going to take a break. I'm getting hungry again. Oh, we went to this really nice restaurant, an Old Mill restaurant, and so good today. Okay, we've got both of the tracks done. That's partial body. Okay, this is stuff that goes on the inside. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Nope. I'm not doing that. I'm going to do the cannon. That's right. Oh, having done like real tank model kits, the whole track system. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember when I was a kid, I had Tommy? No. What was the old model company? But I had one that was like that was the Sherman tank. You had to do every track and then put the thing over top of it. No. This was like way back when I was maybe like, I don't know, 45 years ago, maybe, when I was a little sprogling. And it's the one you always see in the like back then it was a 5 and dime store. God, I'm dating myself like a motherfucker. But it was, I remember you had to assemble the entire track and then you put the thing over top of it to protect it or something. And it was just like, took forever. But yeah, I'm not doing any of this internal stuff. I'm drawing the line. Drawing the line. Let's see. That goes like this. And then we need this part though. We need 20C. Anything else do we need? Don't think so. Maybe Sentinel, that's probably Ravel. I think that sounds right. Ravel sounds right. Because it was, one of those that was like in every dime store. But okay, I need to get 20C, which is F35, F36, and oh man. Well, actually, I don't need to do that because that's going to be on the inside, but I need parts of it. That's me being a big slacker. Oh, that's cool. How do you just take off the plates? Do you remember the old Sentinels where those looked like an egg on legs? Those were super ugly. They had a big gun. I remember that was a good thing. But I remember guard regiments, you could get them with 4 las cannons. Just because, but then the las cannons on guard cost the same amount of points as Marines with las cannons, but they were much more effective because Marines had a better, ballistic skill. Oh, interesting. So pop already glue them together. Oh, that's cool. I haven't put together a modern Sentinel. The armored ones look kind of cool to me. But do they have like a chainsword or something? I can't remember. Or like some sort of melee weapon that looks weird on them. You can put a chainsword on it? Cool. Seems weird though to have it on. Okay. Technically, it's meant to cut down trees. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. You'd imagine they'd have a hard time swinging it. All right, so we glue these two together. I did that poorly. Used for a lot of logistics. Yeah, yeah. Well, they have loader ones too with the the forklifts, I think, if I recall. Okay, so this goes in here. Yeah, they say don't glue. I tend to glue. I don't like stuff moving around. There, glue. Okay, now the cannon, F41, F42. Little ones with grabby arms. Yeah, they look like the thing from Aliens, if I recall. The loader. Cannon. See, I suppose I should maybe not glue this in place so I can magnetize it. I'll see. See how tough that is. How tough it would be to magnetize. Be a massless or massless is cooler. But this is supposed to be, at least for my army's aesthetic, it needs to be artillery piece for long range. 47 is right here. Okay. And then we need F45 right here. And is that it? Yeah, I think that's it for that. And then let's see, 17A. Where's 17A? Or 17B? Oh, there it is. So it's F48, which is this? Yes. Which has a bunch of stuff to go on the inside, which we are not doing. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's thing is, orcs are so much bigger than guards. You know, like it's more like you could maybe convert it into a speedster, something like that. But then again, orcs can stuff themselves into almost anything. Okay, I think that's it. And then F51 looks like it's got a little special thingy, some sort of cute thing. F51, F51. I don't see it. It could be on the other F spur, which is this. Is it over here? I don't see it. No, I don't see it. It's got to be over here. It's super tiny. It looks like a spike. I cannot find it. Maybe it just won't be going on there. Taking centaur, put tarp covering over there. Yeah, yeah. Oh, those figures or those model kits for the new Imperial Guard stuff, those are great, and they're going to be great for just You know, those are going to be kits that they use probably for the next 20 years, I bet you. Just because, man, I cannot find this one piece. It is a super tiny piece, though. All right, let me check the other sprues just in case. You know, the chimeras were still around times 3. Just, yeah. Times 3. I keep saying times 3 when I see your emoji. I mean, chimeras are, I don't know. They feel like the things that you have to put together and paint as you know, like penance for choosing Imperial Guard. I cannot find this piece. Like, what is this supposed to be? In the picture, it's just a tiny hook, and I may just ditch it. I cannot find it down here anywhere. I'm like looking, counting, looking at every single little thing. Aha! There's, oh my God, look at this thing. Okay, seriously. Can you see? Let me put it in the middle of my palm. Look at that tiny freaking thing. Son of a. Quote down where even it is not that you backbone of the guard. Yes. Dawn of War is so fun. Just for the dialogue. Drive me closer. I want to hit them with my sword. You know what we need, since Yarrick is coming back, is we need his Baneblade. What is it called? I had some cool name, I can't remember it now. Backbone of the God, ready to serve. Yeah, Backbone of the God. Something like that. Can you model them now? Commissar tank. I know. Oh, that's Commissar. I'm kicking that Commissar off there and putting Yarrick on there. That's for sure. He's like, what? Some noob taking Yarrick's ride? No way. Yeah, Becca, I don't blame you. Don't blame you skipping that step. I'm skipping a ton of them because I'm not doing the interior on this thing. So we'll see how it turns out. I think they probably did. And, you know, I mean, that's the sort of the thing is, you know, they did it to Creed, which that sucked so much ass. But, and then they give Ursula Creed. It's like, oh, yeah, you know, but it's always, I don't know. I don't like when they, but then again, you have to think that these characters have finite lifespans and they're advancing the storyline a few hundred years. And yeah, this is stuff that's going to go into my bits box, all this extra stuff. Okay, let's see if I can get the gun going. All right, so we need the gun halves to go together. I wonder how this goes together. Yeah, no more deep striking warhounds. Creed was so cool though. Just his figure. You remember his figure is just so damn cool. And then to replace him with Ursula Creed, it's just like no authority there. No authority there at all. Is that this way or this way? There. And then like her rules just are not that good. Like you could see like maybe if they gave her some super awesome tough rules, but nope. Yeah, he's in Trajan's museum, which is awesome. Okay, this goes here. Okay. This goes here. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I do those like stupid AI songs, and one of my favorite ones is the one I did for Trajan, just because. So just the character is so cool. It makes me laugh. Makes me happy. Okay, get that, and then this needs to go on the side over here. Right? No. Right? Right here. Like this. Like this. Let's better click in. Or screw this up. Oh, there we go. Click. Click. Comms Man was called. I don't remember. And yeah, Smoking the Stogie. That is a figure I'm looking forward to painting. But you know what? Actually, I need to pull this off there and get better glue on here. So I'm going to make this fit right. Yeah, for the longest time I was using Citadel, glue, but Tamiya is so nice. If only because of the applicator. Like I love having a little brush. Okay. All right. We have a semblance of an artillery piece now. Small semblance. All right, now this looks to be the roof, which is elaborate. More elaborate than I thought it would be. Okay, so we need F58. That, which is this. Yeah, you could. Honestly, this looks like a pretty good kit bashing model. You could do a fair amount of stuff with it. And it gives you a lot of extra parts, especially if you don't do the inside. Thing is, if I got something like, one of those expensive Warlord Titans with the like fully sculpted out interior, that is a project where I'd be like, okay, I have to paint this entirely before doing any assembly. Just it feels like that would be that thing. Okay, 57 and 62 should be over here. Yeah, I'm going to go open hatch for the next one. But this one I'm going to get, and I think I'm going to get it on the field. I mean, that is cool. I don't know. Heavy weapons team, yeah. Well, there's like 3 or 4 different versions of heavy weapons teams now, if I recall. 57 and 62, which is this. 7. Now I need 62, which looks like headlights or targeting system. 62. And now we need something else. 59, 60, 61. Which I think, yep, this is 59. And this looks like to be a rooftop door of some kind. Still so many extras of all the options. Yeah, exactly. You get a lot of barrels. A lot of ammo packs, if I recall correctly. That 60, 61. These are doors. Just this. The Slaves of Darkness sets came with lots of extra weapons and things because they give you enough to say, oh, do you want to do halberds? Do you want to do two-handed weapons? Do you want to do sword and shield? Do you want to do two-hand weapons? And you get all that options. So like I've got almost an entire plastic bin full of just weapons for chaos guys. What else do we need? 24, 60 and 67, which I think is over here. Which is, yes, right here, 67s. They say, don't glue. No, I will glue. There. And then, yeah, that should be it. This should be, we're getting close to it. I think we're almost done. That's weird. What are we missing? Oh, that looks like right. Oh, let's see. Where is I like a hawk? Yeah. Well, there's going to be an entire plethora of new orc players out there with Armageddon coming out, which is great. I mean, orcs are a fun, super awesome army. I have like the makings of an Evil Sun's, Speed Freak army on my shelves. And I'm sure, like, I've painted exactly one orc figure. I'm not super happy with them. Like, I need to refine my technique for or my recipe for them. I went with too dark of a skin. Like I used like a black orc skin almost. Oh, that's kind of you, Becker. Everyone's like, yeah, no, and to keep selling the old ones. Yeah. Yeah, they're monopose. The newish boys are like, I do not like that they're monopose because there's only so much you can do to, kit bash them and get them to look unique-ish, which is too bad. But they're cool, like beginner models. I think I have I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3 sets of boys because I got some with a combat patrol, and then I do that combat patrol magazine, and I got I think 20 with that because they just had 1 month it was here nothing but boys. Oh, and then you also got the orc boss, I think was the boss too, or the war boss. That's kind of neat. Yeah, well, that's the thing with Armageddon. They're saying now you can just they're all shooters and choppas. They just can switch from one to the other. Apparently, at least that's what I saw on Auspex Tactics. I don't know how valid that is, but he's usually on the ball. Which great. And also, how hard is it? You just slap on another bolter or choppa. Well, how so? I mean, I could see it from a gameplay standpoint, it being a good thing, because orcs are always already penalized in a lot of ways, and giving them some shooting for their anemic shooting already. I don't see that being a bad thing, but it'd be bad for the sales and variety of figures. I think maybe I don't know. Oh man, those frogs are going crazy. Okay, let's us assemble. All right, so this goes on this side here. Does it fit? It fits well. I need to shave that off a little bit more though. Bow shooter and chopper boys that. Well, it should, if they make that an improvement, Or if they do something like, I can see them doing a special rule saying if they shoot with X amount of power, they cannot charge with Y amount of power or whatever. You know, because I think it was in 6th edition Warhammer where Black Orcs, Warhammer Fantasy, where Black Orcs could do similarly, but they would have to choose for an entire round what role they were going to be in. And so it would be possible to catch them flat-footed in essence, because they'd be like, "Oh," and they'd have like their crossbows out. But that's all I'm hearing from like, third party. I never played 6th edition. Okay, so this is good. Now this goes like, how does this go? Oh, like this. And then the doors. This door goes here. Okay. Oh. Goes like that. That looks right. Okay, and then this. Okay. Goes like that. All right. That's good. So we got that, we got these two, that, and then we got to put all these on. So let's see. So this goes in the front. This goes over this, I believe. Uh-oh. There we go. Click. Glue a little bit better than that. Stay. It looks more like a Hummel or Westby. Let's see. Will that mean in a way a boy would have both super? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what you said before. Okay. Give this goes like this. Yeah, this goes like this. Ah, that's nice. But we're not quite done. Got to put the cupola in place. There we go. It is a pretty cool model. I like it. I mean, this is kind of what I wanted. I wanted an enclosed Basilisk because my mind's eye for my my armored company is that they're always moving forward quickly as possible, and so these guys have to stay up and keep up with them. There's no time to unpack and do with an elaborate deployment. At least that's my headcanon of it. And this goes in here. And I'm going to glue it because I want it. Get a little from the outside. Full length helmets would Well, full mast helmets like the Kasserkins or like Kriegers. Let me get this on here. I like the Kasserkin helmets. I think they're pretty cool. I don't like the Tempestus. The Tempestus Scions or Aquilons. Don't care for those. And I could see having towed artillery for it's like a different aesthetic and stuff, but and Kriegers, they're all about like their siege regiments. They can have towed artillery and cavalry and stuff. But personally, I'm viewing my army as strongly, mechanized, and so that's why I wanted an enclosed artillery piece. Oh, they have. I didn't know the Cadians had standard rebreather helmets. I just remember the Kasserkins. Huh. It'd be nice if you could get a whole bunch of those then. I think if I get that set that they're going to release with the second, what do you call it? With the new vehicles, and it comes with Kasserkins, that would be good to get rebreathers for them. How's this going to go? There. Is that right? That doesn't feel right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's actually perfectly right. I want to see if I can glue it from here. I got the kill team. I do not have the metal ones. I like the kill team ones. They are pretty nice. I just like their poses and variability, Okay. You're going to stay? You should stay. But my positivity about Kasserkins comes from Dawn of War, because they're such a good unit in Dawn of War. And there's something visceral about the thumping of their guns. They're or what are they? They're not Hellblasters. They're something else. I don't remember what they're called. They're highly powered las guns. I thought they had like such a cool audio feedback to them because it was hell guns. Thank you. Like when they fired, you knew they were fighting. Hot las. Thank you. Okay. That's pretty darn cool, I have to say. Oh, you know what? We got a lot of stuff to do. Well, not a lot. Let's see how much time we got. Did they? I've not played Dawn of War 3. It kind of turned me off with the changes they made to it. Let's see. Okay, we got to put on closed hatch. We got to put on coax. And we need to put on the hunter killer and the bulldozer. So we got a little bit more to do. Can we do that in 15 minutes? Oh, Dawn of War 2? Yes. Dawn of War 2 is great. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like for the change in direction of it, but I really enjoyed the the Diablo aspect of it. That's pretty cool. Okay. So let's see if we can get this. We need B18s, two B18s, which should be, they're saying B, so it should be an alternate over here, I think. Yep, here we go. B18. Let's get that. All right, so we got that, cupola. Then we need coax, which is heavy flamer, multi-laser, heavy stubber. All right, I know it might not be optimal. I always go for heavy stubber just because it's the coolest. The heavy stubber is the coolest. And it makes me happy to roll all those dice, especially when people are in rapid fire range. In Retribution, you play. Oh, well, you can play in the guard with the like the campaign, right? But it was like, or I'm misremembering. Is it the one where you could take over different provinces? I think that's Dawn of War 1. It's been a while. Okay, we got Heavy Stubber, which comes in one piece, which is kind of impressive. And then we need, oh gosh, we need 2 of these. The Bulldozer Blade. I mean, does it need a bulldozer? Does it need a bulldozer? Should I do a Bulldozer Blade? Let's see. Well, I'll do these first, and we'll get like a good look at it. I mean, it's good. It's always good to have another engineering vehicle, in essence. Does it need one? Or am I just being... Yeah, it looks cooler. I think I'm just being lazy. You guys got to crack the whip on me. Tell me. Like, come on, Em. Don't be a slacker. That's what I am. I'm going to have to drill out this barrel. I'll do that later. We'll do that when we actually get to painting. Okay. All right, let's get those in. Oh, we need the Hunter Killer Missile too. A11 and 12. The Hunter Killer Missile always goes on. Very important. Hey, Vanzig. It is a very large bulldozer. I mean, the blade is pretty big. It's lots of parts. And the O-ship missile never hits a thing. Never hits a damn thing. Touche. Okay. And then the 13. Okay. I'll probably, you know, honestly, I'm probably going to end up putting the bulldozer on it just because I like them. And it kind of lends credence to them being a siege regiment, you know, to do a lot of earthwork stuff. Oh, take up the recoil. Oh, that's kind of a good idea. Huh. That might be good. I may do that. I'll have to take it, test it, and see how it looks. But yeah, thank you. And hellhounds are always good to have. Hellhounds are good for like the threat of Overwatch denial, you know, area denial. There's a dig in or in front to make the ditch. Yeah, dude. No, I'm thinking setting it in the back. So, you know, I think that would be kind of cool. It's going to make that noise. It's going to go choom. Okay. All right. So we need to put these on. How is this going to fit? Just like that. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. Everyone just goes, yeah, hell, we don't talk about the two other. Well, they've got, what is it? The chemical blast one, right? I didn't know there was a third one. Just, I mean, I know the hellhound represents to me is you put them somewhere and then suddenly people don't want to be anywhere near you until they shoot the heck out of it. Okay. All right, that. And then we need that, which goes on here. There. I know the chemical hellhound. It's not bad. Bane Wolf and Devil Dog. I only know the chemical one. Stay. Stubbers are so cool. All right, let's put the missile together. There. Missile. And missile dock. This Centurion. I know it goes in the front, but I kind of want to put it in the back now, though, just because I like the idea of it. Where does the missile go? The missile goes over here. So let's see. I don't know. I kind of want to put it somewhere else. Yeah. I'll put it right there. Devil Dog has a melta. Just a melta, or like a big melta gun. All right. Melta cannon. Oh, interesting. I'll have to look at the stats. See, now you basically, after talking to you guys, I have to go to Wahapedia and look up everything. All right, so there we've got this. What else do we have to put on? Oh, the bulldozer. So I'm going to take a look and see what it looks like to put the bulldozer on the back as like a recoil brace and see how that looks. I may just end up putting it on the front, but I like that idea. Well, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Okay, there. Do you have the stats for that zone? You look it up. I'll take a look. Here are the teeth for the bulldozer. See, I feel like I know that there's a lot of different options for different vehicles that have some really good short range damage, but I still like I have this vibe that I feel that the guard should be a standoff, standoff army for the most part. I don't know. I sneeze again. Okay, we need these pieces. These pieces. I really should take some time in Wikipedia and or not Wikipedia, Wahapedia, and look up stats of things and be more familiar. If I'm going to do Astra Militarum, Imperial Guard. Okay, do that. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and 4. It's right here. Need 2 sets of these. Here's the other 4. Here's the other 2 and 3. We're getting there. I gave 3 hours for this, and we're almost done. We're almost done. We're getting there. I mean, this looks awesome. Let's see. Last multi. 4 dies, 18-inch. That's pretty good. Pretty good. That's pretty darn good. I mean, shoot. I have to actually get a Hellhound kit. Okay. All right, let's check this out here. So we need to get this assembled, and then I'm going to take a look at how it looks from behind. Like for bracing the recoil. Yeah. I like how all the different Baneblade versions have their own thing, their own special rule. it feels like, you know, half the vehicle section are blade blades. And all the Lehman Russes. Okay. I'm going to leave these because if I decide to put it on the back, I'm not going to put on all the spines on the bulldozer blade because I wouldn't make too much sense if it's recoil reduction. Well, let's see, the chem can is only 12 range and do the same thing for all, but does D6 plus 1 hits instead 2 damage. Oh, that's 2 damage though is a big deal. That's a big deal when you're facing quality or, you know, slightly better infantry. Excuse me. I bet that's like their marine killing stuff. Marine killing juice. Anti-infantry. That's kind of good then. So we're kind of niche though, you know. And maybe it feels like the vibe is not quite as much area denial, you know. Oh, we'll see. All right. So this. Let's go back here. Okay. Blast melter 4. Yeah. See, but melt a cannon, then you lose. I mean, that's basically tank killer, but you lose the standoff potential that the others provide. I feel. What is wrong with this? Why is this not going in? Oh, there. I was just doing it wrong. Oh, I'm doing it upside down. Derp. Okay. All right, and then these. Let's see. Goes like these. I think. Am I doing that wrong? Nope. That's true. They might not be fully like aware, and maybe you could like when you're setting up, it's like oh yeah, you know, this is a Hellhound variant with the melter cannon. Blah, blah, blah. Speak past it real quick. I mean, heck, it's on the same sheet. You wouldn't have to refer to it as a thing. Be a little bit cheaty, a little bit bad sportsmanship, which goes here. This goes here. Yeah. They're also like they're tissue paper, aren't they, for armor? That's the thing. But then again, that's a lot of guard stuff too. Is tissue paper. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's see. So then this plugs in under here, right like that. Yeah, yeah. Super squish. You want to hold this for a sec? It feels like the Hellhound in and of itself is you get 1 round of shooting, maybe 2 if you're lucky. And hopefully it makes its points back. Seems a little weird. Does not look right. Maybe have it slightly askew. Okay. Yeah. Everything comes with, the shit missile. Except for the Rogel Dorn. Okay, so how does that... I mean... That could be kind of cool. Does it look enough like recoil reduction? Yeah, Rogel Dorn is too snobby for it. I love the tank though. I love the Rogel Dorn. It's so cool. I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of could see it. I don't know. I think I am going to do it. I think I'm going to put it on the back. Yeah, no fun allowed. Oops, it's breaking. It'd be weird that the front is armor 12, the back is armor 10. Well, I was just going to put it back there just to look, like it's, absorbing the recoil. Like that. Yeah, I don't like that as much. And this is not, it's also like falling right off. And for some reason, these are like askew. Well, I don't think I like either way. You know what? I kind of think I'm just going to go with this because my mind's eye, this has to be moving pretty quickly. And this feels faster, more svelte. I think I may just leave it like this. Yeah, I'm starting to think, like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'll put this together later. I have as an option later. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is it for now. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's always so much more fun to have people to talk to while I'm doing stuff like this. Assembly is mind-numbing sometimes, but with people to talk to and ramble, it's always good. Let me, so I can say goodbye properly. But okay, so good night, and I appreciate you all coming by as I struggle with the lamp. Anyways, thanks for coming by. I will talk to you later. Coming up, I honestly have no idea what I'm going to be painting next. I haven't even primed anything yet. But when you do, I'll probably make a little note, and I'll talk to you later. And night-night. Close up here. Okay, see ya. Click.